Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we unlocked the hunt system back in the Crystarium, and then we came back here to Amareng and worked on a side quest chain that's kind of still ongoing, where we're helping Gun, a Mord, search for lost relics from the Nabath Areng, the old nation of Nabath Areng that they lost during their flight from the Flood. Also, we arrived here at the inn at Journey's Head with Tesleen, but Alisaie isn't here, so she must be out on patrol. This appears to be a place for what they're calling the afflicted, though we're not really sure what that they are afflicted by yet. So we need to head out to find Alisaie on her patrol. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I think first we are going to hit the side quest and I think knock that chain out before we link up with Alisaie and get the rundown of what she's been doing. So the side quest is out over here. Gilman's, and these are targets. Excellent. I'm not sure how many of them I need to destroy. And actually, probably want to get over here to where we actually have to... Apparently it was just one. Okay, I just needed to kill one. And I got 3 sacks of nuts. Alright, cool. So... there's Gun. Let's go ahead and see what's here. Alright, nothing yet, but every handful of dirt I sift brings me closer to the shinies. Gun, there's something I would like to ask you. Yes, I'm listening. Working, but listening. Why do you go to such lengths to help me? You have had barely a moment's rest since we first began, yet you set about your digging like a man possessed. What can I say? I love to work, that is all. Maybe that is not such a good answer. I mean, I am a Mord of Mordsuk. This is our way. Is that so? No such thing as a thing no one needs, and you need these treasures, yes? Then we'll find them for you. Helping each other, helping outsiders, it makes no difference. A job well done is a source of great pride for Mord. Now I see why the Nabath valued your ancestors' friendship so highly. Oh, I have found something. A tube? Wait, there's a lid. Let me open it. Ah, something is inside. Jamiel, what is this? Where did he go? Alright, but I wanted to show him the treasure. Of all the times to go for a stroll, can you go and look for him? You will see further from higher ground. I will wait here and guard the relic. Alright, I'm just... Oh, well, there is an ether current. I'm going to ignore the enemies. Probably won't be able to ignore that one. Alright, there we go. Alright, Jamiel is nowhere to be seen. You had best report your findings, or lack thereof, to Gun. Alright, I guess we're going back to Gun. Let's see if I can slip through these guys. Alright, so what happened to him? Remove that. Alright. Okay. Let's see if we can get through this again. You do not know? Oh, this bodes ill. Ill indeed. While you were gone, I inspected the treasure. Inside was a scroll which shows the Nabath royal family tree, and the last Malik's name was Jamiel. Which can only mean one thing, that he is really the last Malik's ghost. He must have needed someone to find his final treasure so that he could pass on into the afterlife. We must inform Father. If there are ghosts wandering around, he needs to warn everyone. Alright. But that is all the way back in Mordsuk, which we're not going to worry about that yet, right now. We're going to see if we can track down Alisaie first. Because I'm sure things will eventually take us back to Mordsuk, and when we do, we can turn that in. Alright, so here's the watchtower, and there is an aether current. Alright, so let's see what's here. Alright, Alisaie is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground, and they look to be about the right size. Alright, small footprints. The small footprints lead off to the northwest. More of them. The footprints continue on to the northwest. Over there. Let's see if we can slip by. Alright, are you going to come all the way over here? No, you're not. Good. Alright, the footprints curve around to the west. Over there. This place is crawling. Alright, are you going to engage? Yeah, you are. Those footprints are going every which way. Right, there are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand.
Get back here! Is that... It can't be.
Impressive, indeed.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you? We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Eorzea were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Eorzea's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. then they either perish or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
Alright, so, yes, the Sin Eaters are basically warped versions of living things. And trying to kill all of them is an ambitious project, given that 95% of the planet was engulfed in light, and that's going to be a lot of Sin Eaters. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this in with Alisaie. Alright, it's just a matter of time, more for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is it has served me well as a training ground. Tesleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Alright. It's going to get us a headpiece, I think. Alright, here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. My goodness. As I said, this place crawls. Alright. Back to what we were doing before we were so rudely interrupted. Alright, you can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around out there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. Alright, very well. We're gonna go patrol for some Sin Eaters. And try to avoid getting the local wildlife involved, but it may be impossible. You know, I'm not even going to bother getting out of that, because it doesn't do that much damage. Okay, first destination. Do we have anything here? Indeed we do. Forgiven cowardice. I probably do want to get out of that. Alright. First, Sin-Eater down. Next destination. And nothing here. I'm assuming we're probably going to have some here. Indeed. I'm actually going to let this one hit me. Ah, no big deal. Alright, got it. I'm going to ignore that. Alright, now I need to speak with Alisaie back at the inn. And there she is. Alright, how did you fare? Ah, no problem at all. I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser Sin-Eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful Sin-Eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols. To cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? Alright. Tesleen. Alright, Alisaie tells me you've helped out her patrol. You have our thanks, and I apologize for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alisaie has missed your company. Everything as always. If Ayame were here, she would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was implying trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Ayame's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation, it really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. Alright, yeah, we got the headgear, which we don't need. I'm pretty sure we don't need, because I don't think we're picking up 42 stuff yet. 385. No, yeah, we don't need that. Well, not on this job, anyway. Tesleen has the air of a woman being pulled in 10 directions at once. Okay. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alisaie? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alisaie. While we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Todden, and Hulrich. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. That's one thing about this job, is that when you have stuff waiting in have some built up points there, you get that swirling effect, which just is annoying when you're not fighting. Alright, there's Pawnil. Thank you. Okay. I guess this is Todden. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Alright, and there is Hulrich. Hulrich remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. So I guess he's beginning to turn, it would seem. Alright, Tesleen. You've seen to the patients. How were they? Good, that's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I am concerned about Hulrich, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion then. I was going to take Ayame to Mordsuk if you have any errands there that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassard's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come then, Ayame. There's something I want you to see, right after we stop at Ron's stall, of course. Alright, so we're heading back to Mordsuk. Alright, so let's go ahead and teleport ourselves back there, because that's probably the quickest way. Oh, and we have side quests here. But we'll take care of our business in Mordsuk first. And actually, let's go ahead and turn in the side quest with Gun before we talk to Alisaie here. Alright, I'm not sure what Father will make of these goings-on. I must tell him what we saw, or rather, what we did not see. Ayame, you have been assisting my son with his work, yes? This is true, Father, but we have grim tidings. Master Gengen, might I have a... Ah, there they are. Whatever is the matter? Do not come any closer. Excuse me? Keep away from me, spirit. I beg your pardon. I may be rather long in the tooth, but I'm still very much alive, I assure you. So you came to the conclusion that I was a ghost of the last Malik on the basis that we have the same name? Perhaps we had best put this misunderstanding down to an overactive imagination. Jamiel the Ninth, the last Malik, was my grandfather. I was named after him, which makes me Jamiel the 10th. So you are Nabath royalty? It all makes sense now, I think. But why did you disappear like that? I tried to tell you that I was going to return the Mordsuk to repair your reward, though it seems you did not hear me. All that scrabbling around in the dirt must have drowned out my voice. Oh, sorry about that. I will listen harder from now on. In any case, I am incredibly grateful to both of you. I have learned much of my people and their exodus from the flood. But there must be many, many more shinies for us to find. And that is not all. I want to know more about the history of the Mord and their friendship with the Nabath. It is my duty as the future leader of Mordsuk. We cannot leave the treasures buried under the desert or let the stories of our ancestors be forgotten. Let us work together to unearth the past. Master Gengen, you have raised a fine son. And who will be a great leader one day if you can avoid working himself into an early grave. Gun, there are many relics waiting to be discovered. But there is no need to rush. And they will not crumble away to nothing while you are resting. Come, we have much to discuss. Alright. Oh, Gun, where are your manners? Yami, I'm sorry, he has forgotten to express his gratitude. Please allow me on his behalf to thank you. But I was wondering, between all that digging, did he find time to rest? Alright, what do I want? I'm just going to take the Night World silver pieces. Broad bean soup, caramels, purple carrot juice, and grilled rail. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the grilled rail. There you go. Alright. Chocobo decided to take a break, and I think this probably might be a good place to go ahead and stop as well. Yeah, I think so. We got the main story quest here in Mordsuk, where we need to get a nectarine. And there are also a bunch of side quests down here in the inn that need to be done as well. So I guess that's probably what we're going to work on next episode. So we'll go ahead and stop here for now. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.